understand, it's all in your hands, it's yours. say no. Don't 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 say no. Saying no, we shouldn't. Keep holding out, but you don't let go. I'm giving up on trying to sell you things that you ain't buying. I'm giving up on trying to sell you things that you ain't buying.
Welcome to the stream. Yeah. It's been not super long since we last had a stream. But yeah. I don't know if you know, but today's stream is going to be a little different. We're trying out a new program called Restream. And Restream is pretty cool because it allows you to stream to platforms simultaneously. So for everyone here that's kind of watching, particularly Twitch, you're being joined by Facebook and YouTube. So yeah, it's kind of cool. So yeah, we're kind of in a really neat spot that like we can do this now. We're multi-platform, which is kind of cool because it allows me to kind of expand the audience a little more. And technically too, people who are in the Discord server can also chat here as well. Um, but that's not really super public yet. But that will be like a feature that is going to come out around that time, where we're gonna have like uh, the ability to chat um, from Discord into the actual stream, and that's something else too that I should probably mention is that chat should be. I think it's a little finicky right now, but it should be um, multi-platform as well. Where if you say something on Twitch, I'll be able to see it, but also other platforms should be able to see it as well. So that's actually pretty neat. um, so yeah, but um, basically I say all this to kind of preface what we're going to get into, which is that we are going to be doing some 3D modeling today. Don't really know if that interests a lot of people. Um, but hey, it's what we're gonna be working on today, and yeah, so it's definitely pretty cool. Being able to do that and everything. Kind of show off some of what I've learned so far, and hopefully get back to catching up on Maya. Um, and it's probably going to be a little bit of a painful process, solely because uh, not it was not yesterday, but the day before um, was a nightmare because we started adding in like lighting and stuff into the scenes, and it basically just like destroyed my. It was pretty bad. I think my Maya crashed like multiple times over. It was not fun. Um, but yeah. So we're gonna be hopping into that, and I'll be able to show off some of my work that I've been able to kind of get done slowly but surely. Um, so let's go ahead and find the file. So I believe it was Funko 17. So yeah, um, yo, what's up, pair boy, Leander? So yeah, um, it's let's go ahead and get this pulled up here. Um, so here's what I've been working on. Um, it's a Funko Pop of Doom guy. Um, kind of funny. He's got a little bit of a a little bit of a booty going on here. But yeah, as you can see, it's far from being finished. He doesn't have arms currently. His legs still aren't in the final positions. Um, they still need to be, might be a little bit more difficult to see, but they still need to be connected. This is the two shapes kind of going into each other, um, but they actually need to be, they're separate pieces, so they need to be. He do got a dumpy. They need to be connected. Um, so I'll have to end up doing that. There's a way you can like we grab these two, you can like target weld certain spots to each other to get all that. So we'll probably be doing some of that. Let's see, is there anything else other than his arm or arms? Probably coloring, but that's going to require some V-Ray stuff, and V-Ray is kind of annoying to say the least. It's not amazing to work with V-Ray. And also some texturing too will need to be done. And that sounds like a lot, but texturing probably isn't going to be the main aspect of a lot of things. It's more so like UV mapping, UV mapping onto certain objects, and UV mapping is kind of annoying in its own right, but it's not terrible. It can be done, and so yeah. But either way, I'll basically just need to finish some of this stuff up. Maybe a bit of the helmet might need some. Are you gonna let me click on it, or there you go? A bit of the helmet might need finished up. There's a grill that goes up here. Something I plan on having physically made. Possibly. Our university allows us to print, like 3D print something every so often, like one of our 3D models that we've made. And a lot of people do the Funkos because even though it is their first model, it's the one that's like meant to be a figure. So it kind of makes a lot more sense to print those. But yeah, so if I get a chance, I'll probably end up printing one of these. But the difference with that is like it's not going to print out, of course, like all the colors and stuff on it. It's going to print it in like one color of plastic, and I'd have to go through and like manually paint it, which is actually kind of cool because then that means you can texture it and do whatever you want to it after the fact. But yeah, so overall, I feel like we have a little bit of work cut out for us, but I'm liking where we're going so far, and yeah, so yeah, it's pretty neat. So yeah, this is definitely going to be a weird experience now because it's like I said, right now I do have the hard stuff done already. But it's like I said, this is like a super weird thing because it's like it's the first time I'm streaming 3D modeling, and it's the first time I'm multi-streaming to Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook at the same time. So it's like a bunch of firsts, and it's like one of the most probably uneventful streams, but I think we're gonna have some pretty decent fun doing that. So I'm going to go ahead and pull up some music real quick. Let's see. I need to lower that a little bit. Okay. See if I can okay. There we go. His hand is just laying on the ground. Yeah, he's not doing too hot. It's also like half the size of him right now. And there's currently a hole in it. Yeah. It looks pretty dope on the inside like this. Like that'd be a cool background for something. But yeah. So yeah, this is his hand so far. So it's basically going up to here, and then I'll need to model the rest of the forearm and possibly some of the like bicep and tricep area. But that part of that's also going to be covered by a shoulder pad too, so it'll probably only be like half of that. And Funkos also tend to have like shorter arms, kind of like they do legs, so it's not going to be like too big of a like disturbance to kind of deal with, but you know. Yeah, I'm liking the way it's turning out so far, but it's just going to kind of be I have my work cut out for me. Yeah, so alright, but while we're here, I can at least show you some of the basics of Maya, which like that's kind of saying something because it's like it's not really basic, but you know, it's whatever. So I'm gonna just hide these real quick. What are you? Oh, you're the platform. I don't need you anymore. Oh, this part was a pain to get right, the Doom logo. Because I had to manually do it by hand using, if I can find it, here, the Create Polygon tool, and it sounds fine, like, you're like, oh, well, you just, like, click and, you know, it creates a point, and then you're like, oh, okay, you know, it's, like, cool and stuff, but the issue is that, you then have to manually, like, weld the spots together and everything to get them to work properly, and it is kind of really annoying to have to get to do all that because it's just not fun at all. Especially because it kept screwing up a lot. It wouldn't want to weld some of them, and like a lot of the faces were flipped, so like it wouldn't let you work with them, so then you'd have to manually reflip them, and it was not great, but it was something where, you know, it's one of those things that's annoying to deal with, but we got it done, and so it's like now you look back at it and you're like, oh, that's not so bad, but at the time it was definitely not fun to do. Yeah, so we're just gonna probably go into finishing out the rest of his belly area, because he needs to have some extra armor, like that's kind of on his stomach plating. So let me see if I can pull up the image, the reference image I'm working on, or working with. So yeah, this part. There's like plating and stuff he has right in here that I'll need to kind of go in and model. And if I don't even, maybe not necessarily model it, but I'll definitely have to add like a shape there to color it, and at the very least like texture over it, UV map it. But yeah, so it's kind of annoying, but like it shouldn't take too long, especially because these are like the same shape, so you can kind of like scale it down and copy it down. So I can kind of show you that process a little bit, but yeah. His crotch is just square. Yeah, that's true. But to be fair, it kind of is that way here too. So like, I can't, not a whole lot you can do with it, especially when you're trying to take like artistic liberty with it. so I didn't really know what else to do, so I was like, it stands out right now, but once I get some of these modeling like of the plates in, it'll probably not stand out nearly as much, especially with the legs too, because these are going to be in different positions, so it's not just going to be like he's, you know, like his legs are going to be, you know, just basically split. But yeah, so we'll kind of figure that out as we tend to go on. But it's a ball box instead of a sack. That's yeah, you're not you're not wrong. So but yeah, so let's kind of show you the process. Ooh, none of this. No. You don't want a sphere. So yeah, you basically just start out with like a box like this. Usually when you're working with stuff, you'll kind of start out with a cube, and then you can go in and scale certain sides to kind of get it the shape you want. But if you scale the middle, it'll scale uniformly. And if we hold on to the shift key, it'll allow us to clone another thing that we can, you know, go through and we'll have another shape, but we don't need to do that right now. Yikes. Okay. So yeah, but usually I like to manually size it instead of scaling it down after creating a shape, just because I feel like getting it to the size you want it to be first is a lot more of a better way to go about it. But yeah, so we're basically going to figure out where we want everything. Like, channel editor isn't here. Okay, I'll just bring this off to the side, I guess, while I'm working. It's kind of annoying. But anyways, this is supposed to be over here. It's looking like it does not want to appear here. That's great. But yeah, basically you have a channel box that allows you to work with certain objects, and what we can do here is we can subdivide it. So maybe make that like 8, 4, and we don't really need any subdivisions on here because we're not going to be splitting this at all. So then what we're going to do is we're going to turn off symmetry. And start shaping. Let's pull up that reference image again. Let's see if I can get this in an isolated window. Can you quit beeping at me? Thank you. Okay. So I'm gonna pull that up on my other monitor just so I can kind of see what I'm doing. But yeah, I guess while we're working on this, should probably ask how everyone's week has been so far. yeah, we're making his built abs, his armor abs. Same old. Honestly, yeah, I feel that. I have been up to not a lot, but mostly just kind of catching up on work I'm behind in. Yep, one more week until the wedding. I have a wedding that my sister is getting married, so we'll be it's gonna be in about a week, so kind of excited for that. And yeah, it's been a while since I've been to a wedding. I think the last one I went to was when my aunt and uncle got married, I think. That was a while. Brother. Let's see, I'm trying to figure out the best way to go about this. Now I can technically move the anchor point, but that's not amazing to do. Okay. We have that. I'm going to take his faces. Be what other projects have I been working on? Quite a few. I think the main ones have been, of course, the 3D model. But I just got done with a paper cutout project. I might. Do I have that on hand? Yeah, I do. Dope. So basically, we had to do a cutout of a video game, and we each got assigned a video game we had to do, and ours we got was Chrono Trigger. And so essentially what ended up happening was I got like super busy and pretty swamped with some of that. Let me pause that for a second. But yeah, basically this is what it turned out. So yeah, it's kind of short, but it took a really long time to do. We spent a lot of time working on it, and because of my busy schedule, I ended up turning it in late, which kind of stunk. But yeah, I still think no, it's a crossbow. It's a crossbow. It's not the G word. Can't say the G word, but uh yeah, it's crossbow Twitch. Okay. Um but yeah. So I really like how it turned out. But man, that took forever to like cut that stuff out and like shade all of it and everything and get all the movements to work. Originally my partner Ethan, he tried to rig them like with string to make them like actual puppets, and he spent a lot of time on that and that part of it, and it ended up not working because of how small they were. Like things just kept flipping over and like it wasn't maneuverable enough because they were too tiny, and so we basically had to redo all of it, and it was not it was not fun. But I like how it turned out. It's just there are things that like as you're working on it, you don't really think of, and so the solution to all of this was to like redo the puppets, but we did them with like sticky like tacky wax is what it's called. And it's essentially like non-permanent glue. It's like wax that's sticky, but you can like stick it on things and like still be able to move them. And so that was the solution we came up with when it came to doing all of that. So yeah, so it took a while, and we definitely had a bit of a time working on it. But hey, I still think it was pretty fun. Real quick, I want to check out everything. So it looks like yeah, we are indeed uh live everywhere. It looks like just making sure Restream's working properly, and um yeah, dope. That's actually really cool. Being able to do all this. So yeah, that's cool. I don't know. Technology fascinates me, man. But yeah, so uh, yeah, it wasn't drawn animation. It wasn't like a like individual frame by frame. We have done that in the past, which I can't access that right now. Um, I would if I could, but I have to be at school to get on the server. Um, hey, quit making fun of me on YouTube over there, man. All right, I want to hear it. Uh, uh, but yeah, it it's one of those things that's uh pretty cool that we're able to kind of do and get done, um and do it in these kinds of ways that we have to figure things out and everything. So, but yeah. So, anyways, back to the grind. If you catch my drift. Um. So yeah, they're both boys. Who's both boys? Gotta get back to back to what I need to be working on. Um. My mom and dad are both boys. What? What are you talking? What are you talking about? You're just like spitting out like nonsensical words. I don't even understand what you're talking about. y'all have some issues going on. You gotta figure out how to speak. Okay, so this part's down, and then it goes like kind of up. No, that's flat. This part goes up. But I'll also need to okay. So yeah, this is kind of the hassle with like 3D modeling where it's like certain things will just kind of happen and you kind of have to like figure out how to deal with them. But yeah. So it looks like then this part will go really down and over this way. To multi-cut. Oops, there we go. Why are you in all chat rooms? You're literally just spamming all of my chat rooms. Oh man. But yeah. Okay, let's get back to what we're working on. So this needs to be like here, right? Yes. And this part gets to be like here, and then you can come down a little bit. Okay. It's not the not the greatest topology, especially like right in here. That's a little scary. But let's see if we can if there's a place where you can retopologize areas. I've seen if showing up in the chat, but it looks like Restream's still taking its sweet old time to do that, but that's fine. Anyways, so what's this look like? Smooth. Yeah, that's about right, but we'll need to squish it. Yeah. Okay. So it's not perfect. In fact, I might smooth this out Okay. Yeah, I can get behind that. Alright, so... yeah, basically we're just gonna... put it in here somewhere, like... going to this. Going to slightly bring these back a little bit. I'm gonna give it that depth look. Dope. There's another one. And then just when we get to clone it, and scale it down a little. Do basically the exact same thing we just did with this. Let it be rotated just slightly more. Kind of being a little bit of an annoyance, but it's getting there. I really need this bottom layer to kind of, I think. Looks like that might be it. The balancing act between trying to figure out like what works the best and what doesn't. Alright. There we go. Kind of finished off his abdomen. It's not as defined as I'd like it to be. You can see, like here, it's a lot more sharper. Like these parts turned out pretty good, in my opinion. And it's okay for them to be a little bit softer, but this is just having a very difficult time kind of looking the way I want it to. But honestly, I feel like that's okay. It doesn't really need to be amazing, but you know, it's okay for now. If I don't like it when I finish it, I can always go back and change it. But yeah, so move that window back over to here. We just need to do like a belt. Like that. Okay, here's another cool feature about 3D modeling is if you hold the shift button, you get this, and it's called extrude. And it basically takes a face and pulls it, oh whoops, it's because I'm in scale, but if you move it, it creates another face all around, basically on this shape. And we can kind of utilize that because then we can do something like this. Is it doing that? Interesting. Might have been a key that I pushed. Let's see if we're kind of being funky about it. That's basically what we want. Down to right about there. Let's move this. I need to cut it one more time. Oh, wonky's going on. And let's try this real quick. doing that? It's like, I don't know. So here's a little tidbit. I actually don't really like Maya. And it's mainly because of things like this. It kind of just acts up out of nowhere for no reason. But there's also plenty of other stuff too. Like, it crashing a bunch. That wasn't really fun to deal with at all. But, you know, we managed. But yeah, Blender is kind of the one you would probably get into if you wanted to start learning 3D modeling, because it's free. Free is cheaper than this software. This software is outrageously expensive. It is $1,500 a year. Now, thankfully, I don't have to pay for that right now. But, because since I'm in college, I get a student license for free, which, by the way, is not provided by the university. It's provided by Maya, thankfully. Or, sorry, Autodesk, the company who makes Maya. And, so I don't have to pay for it as of now, but I do once I leave college, so that's not gonna be fun. So yeah, it's something where it's really not worth the cost to be using this software, if I was to be honest. But at the same time, what do I know, you know? Yeah, if you are paying attention to how I'm doing some of these things, basically I'm working on parts. I'm making everything separate from each other so that way I can kind of just work on individual pieces at once and kind of model them separately, so that way it's not like a giant mess of a shape. So each of these are their own little part that we kind of have the ability to go through and, you know, tweak and mess with and work on. Yeah, this part is super big because of just the way I did it. I had to subdivide it a lot so I can get the terrain to look that way, but yeah, so pretty neat. So that's kind of annoying, but might be able to fix that later. No need to worry about it right now. So yeah, basically just kind of going through and mimicking what we see on these things. There we go. Just gonna break some things up. The program we use to render things out is V-Ray. This is what V-Ray looks like when it's used properly. So yeah, all of this is 3D modeling. It's kind of ridiculous, but of course these people are like way better at stuff than I am. But yeah, essentially, to use it for Maya is a lot of money too. So not only do you now have to pay for Maya itself, so $1,500 a year, but you also have to pay for a license for V-Ray. And so essentially just we can find it, we buy it. So this one's annual. If you get a 3-year term, that out, $1,800 per 3 years, or $700 per year. It is not a license that you can just buy once, kind of thing, and you start to notice that, like, the more you start working with these things, yeah. So, you know, it's gross. And the worst part is like, so while there is student stuff for Maya, there isn't really stuff for like V-Ray necessarily. So yeah, it's not really amazing. Yeah, so that's kind of the cost of this right now. If you're a student, and so they give you a discount if you're a student, but they do not give you a discount as in free, which is better than Maya, because I think the reason Maya does it is because they know if people are using the software and learning how to use the software, it's going to be one of those things that you know, is just kind of going through and learning that stuff. That student is going to be learning that stuff on their software, and they're essentially kind of getting them into a certain, what do you call it, like they're essentially locking them into their own software, so they will pay for it later on. Sorry, my brain is like fried. I'm doing terrible at explaining things, but yeah, essentially that's kind of the way that works. And V-Ray's kind of doing that, but you know, it's whatever. Yeah. It's not great, but you know, it's something. It's cheaper, I guess. Let's actually see. Here we go. Let's see. I just want to check and see if they're going to give me an extra discount or not. Because if they do, that would actually be a good time to buy it for me right now. Because I don't know where I found that number originally, but I think it was somewhere on their website. But the basic license was like $700, and then the student license was like $450. So I don't know if that was like a forever license. I don't really know. But you know, it's whatever, I guess. Additional information. I don't know what additional information you want me to do. Let's see. As this takes a year and a half to load. Unit 22. Okay. Dope. Understandable. So I'm gonna send a message. To my professor real quick. can find him. I'm gonna just ask him if we're gonna need to use any of that. Not plans. I don't want plans. Yeah, sorry for this kind of slow thing, but I just noticed that, so I was like, oh, well, you know, might as well, ask, I guess. No. Okay. So we'll worry about that later. And before I get back to modeling everything, I kind of want to show you. Hang on. My new keyboard. Check this out. So it is a drop control keyboard. I'm smudging it up because of my finger grease. Gross. But yeah, it's a drop control keyboard. This thing weighs like 8 pounds, by the way. It's a heavy boy. It's got I think drop Holy Panda switches inside, and they sound like really, really nice. They need lubed, but it takes forever to lube your switches because like you have to get a brush and like paint the individual parts of it and stuff and everything. But yeah, and the keycaps are really cool. They are if I can pull it up here, if I plug my keyboard back in, but they are these ones right here. yeah. So it is these, the laser custom keycap set, and it looks like this. It's dope. But it also comes with like certain little kind of pop keycaps. So like the escape key and the enter key are like kind of a, not quite a hot pink, but like really close to it. So it like matches like really, really well and everything, and it's like super dope. I really like it. But yeah, I'm just procrastinating like a ton. I'm sorry, but I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. But yeah, I think for right now, while I'm going to still be working on this, I think I might go ahead and end the stream there, just because I kind of want to finish getting all this stuff done, because as cool as it is to like work on stuff like this and stream it, I feel like I'm gonna need to be entertaining, and that's gonna like take away from this. But I really did want to show off like kind of my working process, what I've been working on, some of my other school projects, and just kind of like how all of this melds together, you know, like the whole 3D modeling aspect of everything, how it turns out, what it looks like in a form like that, and stuff. But yeah, so I'll probably just go ahead and stop it right there. Yeah, so I'll definitely show kind of the end result of what everything looks like, how everything kind of works with that, yeah, so yeah, but thank you so much for kind of tuning in to my not quite Bob Ross stream. So yeah, thank you. It's really cool to be able to kind of do this every so often and just show you all what I'm working on. So once I have the finished project, I'll probably show that off as well. So hopefully that should be this weekend. Yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you later.